Welcome, lore sages, to Lore Academia. It is me, DMPaulG, Paul Gabbett, and yeah, we're being productive this week, right? Look at us. 3 days straight, streaming, reading adventures, learning a lot of stuff. Uh, but yeah, welcome to those who are joining us today. Again, who am I? I'm just a dude, but I write. I'm just a normal dude, but I write adventures for Dungeons and Dragons, mostly for Adventurers League. I'm also one of the storyline coordinators for the Moonshae Isles at Balman Games, together with the super awesome Savannah Houston McIntyre. And yeah, today is going to be an awesome day because if everything goes right, we finish the stream, we'll be done with Moon 3 series. The trilogy, the Fair High trilogy will be done. That's it. We can move on to Moon 4 and get closer to Moon 20, which is at the end of this Rising Shadows storyline. But before we start, I don't know if you've seen my tweet this morning, afternoon, morning, night, depending where you are. But let me show you. Let me show you what I have. Is it here? There we go. Special Lore Academia stream. We'll have JP Chaplot, our favorite author in the D&D 4E Living Forgotten Realms, Moonshae Adventures. Yes. That's not what we're gonna look like when the stream happened. No, we're not gonna be in 2D. I wish we're like that, but no. You just see like a couple of dorks talking about the Moonshae Isles and all the stuff. But yeah, that's happening on. Is that tomorrow? Because Wednesday today. Yeah, tomorrow, Thursday. 7:30 Eastern, so Eastern time, so that's 8:30 a.m. Wow, that's early for us here in the Philippines. Yeah, but doesn't matter. I'll take it because it's JP Chaplot. If you've seen our previous streams when we were reviewing or reading 4E LFR adventures, whenever JP's module is up, we all get excited because we know it's gonna be good. And I talked to him. How do I say it? Yesterday / this morning or last night, and just to do some tech setup. I hope everything works. But man, he has so many cool stories, so many cool stuff, and he has some stories, some lore that no one has ever seen, or that's not out in the public. Is he willing to share that to us? We'll see. But so many good stuff. So don't miss it. That's gonna be tomorrow, Feb 9. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That's gonna be Friday for us here in the Philippines, 8:30 p.m. 8:30 in the morning. There. I'm so excited. And if this works, if we're able to do an interview with, a fellow sage or a high sage like JP, then we might be able to invite other people. Savannah, my fellow storyline coordinator, Eric Mengi, the one who's kind of like the lead architect for the Rising Shadows and all those stuff, and then maybe Sean Merwin, all the good names that we've seen so far in related to the Moonshae Isles. And yeah, good for us. This happened. So on Thursday, there's gonna be 2 streams. One that will happen at like 10 a.m., 11 p.m. Manila. That's gonna be our normal stream for reading adventures, and then the nighttime we'll have the Lore Academia special. So yeah, I'm so excited for that. But yeah, that's not tonight or today. Man, it's so hard. I'm just gonna stick with today. Today, we're here to finish the Fairheight trilogy. It's the dwarves, the Rook Oath's clan, Rook Oath and clan Rustfire, fighting off the orcs. It's been kind of harassing them, invading their homes. Able to push it back. We're able to go to the tunnels of Dwarven Home, push back all the shadow creatures and the dark fey creatures, and another batch of orcs. Oh, there you go. Hello, nice to meet you. All right, so we have Chaos Hammer, nice to meet you. All the nice. All right, all good stuff. And yeah, let's start this. See where we end up. Are we going to be able to go to the Isle of Gwyneth? Are we crossing the tunnels of Dwarven Home? Or are we going to stick in the Fairheight range and get to this Cairnwell location, which yesterday we found out is a lost moonwell. So like a source of power, like it has like magic powers connected to the Earth Mother. These moonwells are very, very special in the Moonshae Isles. So let's go. Are we ready? I think we're ready. Let's dig into this. This adventure is written by Kat Kruger. Kat Kruger, I worked with her when we wrote the first day dungeon craft adventures for Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So when it was released to DM's Guild, when Wild Beyond the Witchlight hardcover came out, a group of authors released first day adventures, dungeon craft adventures for Adventurers League. On the same day the hardcover was released, and I was part of that. Kat was part of that, and like she's just amazing, very, very nice person, and fun to work with, together with the all other writers that we have there. So I hope that kind of happens like every time a new hardcover gets released. It doesn't have to be me, but I hope like group of authors get selected by Adventures League or DM's Guild or WotC, whoever, and then whenever they release a hardcover adventure, give Adventures League some love. Give them, these adventure modules, and have these authors, amazing authors, write them, because that was actually cool. So yeah. Oh, Ninja God is here also. All right. And I guess it's time for us to start. Let's see. Beneath the Cairnwell. This is the last one. The Lost Moonwell, known as the Cairnwell, plays a significant role in the battle for the Fairheight range. So I guess we're staying there. Can it be saved or turned into a source of weal for the dwarves? Or will the enemy take its power and turn it into a fountain of woe? Wow. Good use of words there. Part 3 of the Fairheight trilogy. So this is the last one. It is a 4-hour adventure for level 5 to 10 characters by Baldman Games. This is for Adventures League, which is, for those who don't know, is the the D&D 5th edition organized play system. There. The code for this is CCC, or Community Created Content, BMG Baldman Games, Moonshae Isles 3-3. All right, let's go. Let's dig in. If you're new here, again, we're gonna go through this adventure. We're gonna extract as much lore as we can. We're gonna skip some of the technical stuff like combat or anything that we know we're not gonna learn. It's not related to the story. We're kind of gonna skip that because we just want a juicy stuff. We just want a patty. We don't want a bread at the moment. All right, the burger's good, but we just want a patty. The bread, kind of put it apart. Sometimes we're gonna take a bite. We're gonna talk about it, like some game design and stuff. But for now, it's just the meat. All right, and let's see if the meat is good in this adventure. we will start in the adventure primer or adventure background. Oh, wow, look at this. It's short. The previous two adventure backgrounds for this trilogy is like half a page. Now we got like 3 paragraphs, which is good. But I think we're gonna have a lot of NPCs. So let's see. The Rookout and Rustfire dwarf clans are losing ground in their fight against a shadow dragon from the Shadowfell. All right. So this dragon is from the Shadowfell, not from the Dark Fae. We learned yesterday that Dark Fae is the equivalent of the Underdark in the Feywild. So the dwarves in the first 2 adventures were kind of guessing if these shadow creatures are from the Dark Fae. I think we were leaning more against the Dark Fae. But now we have confirmation here that the shadow dragon is from Shadowfell, right? The clans, just actually, I think I need to write that. So the dragon, Preumbrant, the shadow dragon is from Shadowfell. Okay. The clans continue to work together to defend themselves and from their common enemies. Although the dwarves have pushed the enemy back to Blackstone, they have taken many casualties. Aided by adventurers, that's us, Winnow Rustfire was escorted to an ancestral vault where she consulted with the dwarven spirits. They pointed her to a lost library where a book revealed the existence of the Cairnwell, a long-forgotten moonwell beneath the mountains of the Fair Height Range. A shadow dragon, Preumbrant, has taken up residence there and intends to use the moonwell as a portal to bring Fomorians to Alaron from the Isle of Oman. From there, the Shadow Dragon plans to establish its own empire on Alaron. Wow. Will the Shadow Dragon succeed? We'll see. That would be cool if we have a Shadow Dragon enemy that doesn't die in a trilogy. We'll see. So what do we have here? We have Brunhi. Brunhi Rookout, who is the matriarchal... The clan Rookout is a matriarchal society, and Brunhi is the clan leader at the moment. We learned Bronwyn is the previous leader who's dead, and her spirit is the one that we talked to last adventure. And when Clan Rustfire fled to Alaron, Brunhi and the Rookouts welcomed them with open arms. Now that both clans are in trouble, she's being pressured by dwarves from both clans to merge them. She understands the need for mutual protection, but she is hesitant to give up her clan's tradition. Brunhi is tall for a hill dwarf with light hair and shining green eyes. She's careful and calculating, speaking only when she has something important to say. All right. This is, merge clans, that's a lot of grudges to make match. Right. I don't think this is going to be answered. If this gets answered here, I'll be so happy. But this is what I want to stress again, because let's do a summary of what happened. So before all of this conflict, and if you hear like motorcycles passing by, welcome to Lore Academia. Anyway, what's this? Before all this conflict happened, let's open the map. Let's try to explain this. Clan Rookout lives here at the Fair Height Range, right? And then I need to zoom out. All right. There we go. Fair Height Range. And then the Rustfire clan, the Mountain Dwarves, live here at the beneath the Cambro Mountains. So here in the Moonshae Isles, we have a place called the Deep Shays. The Deep Shays is basically a group of islands in the Underdark, or more specifically, beneath the Moonshays. In the Underdark, beneath the Moonshays. So we have the Deep Shays there. And so there's an Underdark here beneath the Moonshays. And beneath the Cambro Mountains, that's where Clan Rustfire live. However, this is where the conflict started. Dark Fae started attacking the Rustfire clan. All right? And they started losing. So what did they do? All right, let's escape. We need to survive. Let's go to our friends in the Isle of Alaron in Fairheight Range, and let's use the tunnels of Dwarven Home to get there. So they use the Underdark tunnel to get there from the Isle of Gwyneth. Here we go, the Isle of Gwyneth. How do I highlight? There you go. From the Isle of Gwyneth, they go all the way up using this tunnel right here and get to the Fairheight Range in the Isle of Alaron. And when they met with the Clan Rookout, they go and say, "Hey, we got attacked in our home back in the Isle of Gwyneth. Can we live here with you guys?" And then Clan Rookout goes and says, "Sure, why not? No problem." Right? Take it with open arms, all good. And then the Dark Fae started chasing after Clan Rustfire from Gwyneth, going through the tunnels and then out, and then start, invading the homes of the dwarves here in Fairheight Range. And then you have the local orcs here attacking as well. And then you have a shadow dragon that just took decided to make the Cairnwell area, which we're gonna read later, as its home. And you have that's working with a Feywild queen in the kingdom of Vortamil in the Feywild, who basically has taken over Oman in terms of the Fey and stuff, where lots of Fomorians live here, and they use the Moonwell here in Oman and teleport some Fomorians to Alaron to help the Shadow Dragon and the orcs here defeat the dwarves. And then what do Clan Rustfire suggest? Hey, let's merge our clans, because to strengthen it, make sure that we improve our defenses and stuff. So with all that long explanation, what I'm trying to get at here is Clan Rustfire brought all this problem to Clan Rookout, and then Rustfire is suggesting, hey, let's merge so that we can survive. And now Rookout is Clan Rookout, especially Brunhi, the leader, is in a very difficult situation because, dude, you brought this problem here. And now our people are dying because of the Dark Fae that's kind of chasing after you guys. And then now even the orcs here have teamed up with the shadow creatures, Shadow Dragon and Dark Fae. And now, but if I refuse, that means there is it's a bigger chance of us being obliterated, right? But if I say yes, like all the traditions that we have here in our tribe, in our clan, slowly will start to disappear because we're merging clans, right? And I don't know. That's not. that's not. Doesn't feel right to me. That's why I'm not really a fan of Clan Rustfire at the moment. I'm more of a Team Rookout right now. And I hope with the adventures here we can help the Rookouts save their land, and Rustfire dwarves will just leave the Rookouts alone. Okay, I mean, yeah. What legit? What does merging clans even mean? It must be totally complicated if we're talking dwarves. I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna be assuming here because if there are two clans, there'll be two leaders, and that means they're not united. So if one decides to do the other, if there's a disagreement, that needs to be fixed first. And there are disagreements. There's a lot of disagreements happening between the two leaders, and that will make it difficult to either defend their homes, attack the orcs, or come up with a strategy, basically. But if they merge, and then let's say Clan Rustfire gets to be the leader, then hooray for them, right? That's also gonna be an asshole move, but yeah, hooray for them. But if Rook Oath wins, then okay, sure. But that will make it easier for everyone to just basically work together. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't think what's his name, Norbert Rustfire, is gonna be being okay and not being the second in command instead of like the leader of the clan, the combined clan. So yeah, so that's what's happening right now. That's the TLDR version so far. And let's see what happens. And this is Norbert, the one that I'm not a fan of at the moment. Let's see. Norbert Rustfire. Clan Rustfire was almost destroyed when the Dark Fae of Gwyneth attacked, and only a daring escape through the Dwarven home tunnels saved them. The Rustfire sought and received refuge from Clan Rookout in the Fairheight Mountains, but trouble soon found both clans. Norbert believes that it only makes sense for the two clans. He's the one who suggested this clans to merge, and he cannot understand. Again, I keep repeating because I know this is copy paste in every adventure in Moon 3, but this one is the one that irritates me the most. He cannot understand Brunhi Rookout's reluctance to join the two clans together. He's like, yo, Brunhi, why don't you want to team up? Like, I'll be the leader, I'll be in charge, and let's go kick these orcs' butt. Just forget that I brought all these dark fae and evil creatures here and kind of woke up all the other enemies that we have here in the mountains, right? So, not a fan of this guy. Norbert has red hair and redder beard and deep wrinkles on his face for years of hard work, hard laughing, hard crying, and hard drinking. Norbert, it doesn't say how old he is, but he is the leader of the Rustfire clan. He is, yeah. So he's the clan leader. I'm assuming he's old because he has two children also. Shale that got kidnapped in Moon 3-1, and then Winnow Rustfire is basically the one that's kind of helping out the adventurers here in this adventure. So yeah. Assuming he's not young. Then you have Petra Rookout, which is Brunhi's daughter and heir to the leadership of Clan Rookout. She appears younger version of her mother, very similar features and mannerism. She's not as taciturn as her mother. However, she speaks her mind without always fully thinking through the consequences. Okay. And I think this is the NPCs that they want to get married. So you have Petra and then Shale Rustfire, Norbert's son, and heir to the leadership of Clan Rustfire. He begins the adventure as captive of the orc forces. Shale is considered very handsome and charming, with brown hair, forceful personality, and a quick smile. When the adventurers find him, however, he has been severely beaten, covered with cuts and bruises. And you have Winnow Rustfire. Narbert's daughter, close friend of Petra Rookout, and a potential leader of a new combined clan allying the Rookouts and the Rustfires. She's a priest of Baranar through Silver, which is the dwarven deity of home and protection. She wears her long red hair in many braids, and she has an earnest demeanor for strangers. With friends, she's more relaxed with a wicked sense of humor. Nice. Oh, and then we got these new characters. I think we only have one. Excuse me. We have Princess Mugu. We're gonna go with Mugu. We don't have any pronunciation guides here. Princess Mugu. Due to her deformities, the Fomorian wears nothing more than scraps of cloth, but the materials are the finest quality silks and satins. Oh, nice. She considers small folk vermin and enjoys torturing and killing them. Not nice. She believes this potential alliance with the orcs is foolish, but she followed the orders of Queen Koname to come and evaluate. Muguf? Is it Muguf? Is it Muguf? Is that what it tries? Yeah, Muguf. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have. Yeah. Yeah, I think Muguf will is better. Yeah. Princess Mugu sounds like food or something. Muguf sounds more of like Fomorian. Anyway, so let's go with that. Fomorian princess, the sent by Queen Koname. And that's the new NPC we have here. And then we have Priumbrand. This one has a pronunciation guide and the other adventure, so we know how to pronounce it. The Shadow Black Dragon has spent years within the bleak confines of the Shadowfell and is hungry to spread the darkness and evil of that plane. To that end, Priumbrand has returned to set up her domain in the realms, and she chose the Fair Height range. Her scales and features are a mixture of black and gray, mutated by shadow magic. So there are 3 enemies here, and they're all working together. You have the Orc tribe, you have the Fae, I'm assuming Unseelie Fae or Dark Fae, ruled by Queen Koname, and she's sending her Fomorians here. And then you have Priumbrand, which is the Shadow Dragon from Shadowfell. So these 3 are working together to conquer Fair Height range, remove the dwarves, and in the future probably conquer the whole Isle of Alaron. And then the Moonshaes. And then the world. There. Adventure overview. So let's see how long this adventure is. The adventurers travel to the cairn of Kenric Hugh. Kenric Hugh is an ancient hero of the folk, but also the first High King of the folk. All right. So right now we have High King Derid, which all the folk of the Moonshae Isles follow. Well, not really, but he's basically the ruler of like the common people here in the Moonshaes. And let's see. The cairn is its own mini dungeon, guarded by traps and being used as a lair by a Fomorian giant and its orc servants. After dealing with the enemies and barriers, the adventurers can find the center of the cairn and find a secret door to the Cairnwell beneath. Okay? Part 2, the Shadow Dragon Priumbrand is using the chamber of the Cairnwell as a lair. When the adventurers access the lair, they must first deal with the dragon's shadow guardians and then with the dragon itself. Alright. Only 3 parts. A final decision must be made regarding the future of dwarven clans. Will they combine? Go their separate ways? Is there another solution? the adventurer's feedback on the issue could swing the balance. Okay. So that's what's happening. I think I'm getting sick. So my kid is not feeling well, and I think I'm starting to get it too. If I get sick, you know what that means. No stream again. So hopefully it doesn't happen. All right. Adventure hooks. The Lost Moonwell. Characters that have played Moon3-3 are following information gleaned from the Book of a Lost Library. The tome revealed the existence of the Cairnwell, a lost moonwell beneath the care of Kimrick Hugh. The adventurers travel to the mountains to find the site of the ancient moonwell and stop the shadow dragon from using it as a portal. And generic story hook. The adventurers have heard a rumor that the dwarven clans need assistance in a battle against a formidable enemy comprised of orcs, Fomorians, and a shadow dragon. They're asked to fight their way into the chamber of Cairnwell and stop it from being used as a port. You know what? Even if I don't agree with the rust fires and the merging and whatever, but the combined forces of the Rook Oats and the rust fire, they're pretty strong, right? Of course, with the help of adventurers. But if they're fighting orcs, Fomorians are like these giants that are cursed by the Fae. And then a shadow dragon, they're pretty tough. Like the dwarves here in the fear of missing out giants. But they're pretty strong. Like the dwarves here in the Moonshae Isles, pretty badass, you know? I mean, they're pretty tough, basically. If they can, you know what? Our problem right now is orcs, Fomorians, and Shadow Dragon. That's the only time we're gonna get out of our xenophobic pride and call other people, right? But I'm guessing if it's just the Shadow Dragon or Fomorians or orcs, if it's just one and not like the combined forces of these three, they're not gonna ask for help. And I bet you they can actually win as well. So that's good. That's good to know. So at least we know like the dwarves in the Moonshae Isles are not someone to mess with. So if we play Moon3-3, they are already familiar with the happenings in the Fahrenheit range, and they shouldn't need an introduction to what threats lie before them. We have a map of the Moonshae's Fahrenheit range. I already showed that to you, so we're not going to look at this appendix. However, if the players have not played the adventure, we use this box text that the Dungeon Master read to their players. Let's go do this. You answered the call to assist the Rustfire and Rookout clans in their ongoing struggles against the terrible forces that are trying to destroy them. You've been instructed to meet Winnow Rustfire at the base of one of the mountains of the Fahrenheit range. You arrive at the meeting place with other adventurers. Before long, a red-haired mountain dwarf approaches. She wears leather armor and clerical vestments dedicated to Berinar through Silver, the dwarven goddess of home and protection. She gets right to business, and this after introductions, this is what we learn, the bullet points. Winnow Rustfire is the daughter of the clan leader Norbert Rustfire. Winnow Rustfire, daughter of Norbert, speaks urgently. She performed an augury, some sort of divination, and learned that the Shadow Dragon plans to activate a portal during the next full moon, which is tonight. Way to go, Winnow, just telling us like today, not give us like more time. The portal will bring Fomorians to Alaron from the Isle of Oman. They must locate the cairn of Kimric Hugh, a hero of the Moonshae's past. Somewhere near the cairn is the Cairnwell, a lost moon. There's going to be a lot of cairn here. If the adventurers are willing to take on the mission for Winnow and her people, she will provide direction to the rumored location of the cairn of Kimric Hugh. Oh, so that means we will know the location of where the first High King of the Moonshae Isles got buried. We will get access to the corpse. If the corpse is there, I will get access to the corpse as the storyline lead. That means I can create future stories and adventures that uses the corpse of Kimric Hugh. The possibilities. Oh, so many stuff. I'm thinking more like a Thayan, like a Decrobat, like Zastav, or like a Decrobat or a Lich, that, a story-like coordinator. But yeah, the first, imagine. So if you watch like Naruto, right? You summon, like somebody summons like the previous Hokages of Naruto's village. I could do the same thing. I could summon Kimric Hugh because there's like an enemy that needs to be defeated, and only the heroes of the past, including Kimric Hugh, can can do it. Desecrating a corpse. Not cool, man. But yeah. Good stuff, right? Okay, let's see first. We're getting too excited. We don't know if the body of Kimric Hugh is actually there. So let's see. But that's where we're going, apparently. Timing. This is for if you're running it as an adventure, if you're the dungeon master. Since it's happening today, adventurers cannot take the long rests, all right, or they failed the mission. They can take short rests without penalty, but if they take more than one short rest, there's going to be consequences, basically. Oh man, I'm getting so excited. We're getting to the cairn of Kimric Hugh. Please let the body be there. The body needs to be there. Come on, let's do this. All right. 150 minutes. That's more than 2 hours. That's 2.5 hours. Oh boy. Okay, this is probably gonna be long. But if we're looking for the body, we're not here for the Shadow Dragon. We're here to find the dead body of Kimric Hugh. Yeah. Conclusion 10 minutes. Part 1 before part is all right. Let's see. This section of adventure contains several combat at a slightly easier level than typical Adventures League adventures. If you start to run out of time, feel free to hasten combats, reducing hit points, or bypass them completely. Okay, we'll bypass all the combat because we're not playing the adventure. We're just reading it. The resting place of Kimric Hugh. Bless your soul, Kimric Hugh. It's easy to find with minimal effort. When the characters arrive at the cairn, read. A grassy dome. Whoa. A grassy dome rises perhaps 30 feet into the air and forms a perfect oval shape. The low door was framed by a heavy timber over the opening, though the weight of years had bent the beams gradually downward. Built as a memorial and the final resting place of a fallen hero, the cairn provides a beautiful vista of the surrounding landscape. All right, I might be having an imagination error here. I need to define what is the definition of cairn. A cairn is a mound of rough stone built as a memorial landmark. Okay. So yeah, it's the stone. It's the stone burial thingy, right? That's what I'm thinking. Am I wrong? Yeah. I think it's the stone thingy. Yeah. So cairn is like a stack of stones, but here the way they're describing it, I'm thinking of like a Hobbit house in Lord of the Rings. Like there's like a big mound, and there's like on one side there's a door where you can enter, and that's what I'm thinking here. Okay, if that's still called the cairn, okay, let's go with that. Um, sounds like a mound tomb. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Characters can easily discover a face. Yeah, where are our cairn expert, our cairn sages here? Can you help us out? So right now it's being discussed. It's being described as a grassy dome, right? Like in The Hobbit or like Lord of the Rings. Grassy dome rises perhaps 30 feet into the air. That's high. All right. 30 feet into the air and forms a perfect oval shape. Low door was framed by heavy timber over the opening, and though the weight of the years had bent the beam gradually downward. Yeah. But yeah, that's a different discussion. We can leave that be. All right, I'll let that pass. All right, because I'm excited to find the corpse of Kimrick Hugh. Characters can easily discover the west-facing entrance to the underground crypt by way of a stacked stone archway. Put some pics on Discord. All right, let me see. If you're not part of our Discord group, I think our bot is working already. There we go. You can join our Discord and in on the fun here. Let's see. Yeah, that's a cairn. Oh, yeah, they're talking more like the second one, the second picture. What the hell is this nice of me? Cairnstone. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so it's supposed to be stone, but the one that they're just yeah, so it's Diablo. Why are we talking about Diablo 2? But yeah, it looks like a mound of some sort, right? So I guess the entrance to the mound, that's the cairn area, right? Because here they say that the entrance here is the stone archway. So probably imagining the mound and the cairn stones like the piles around it. Okay, we can go with that. All right. Imagination fix. Now we know what we're seeing. The floor is all right. Sorry, the massive tree trunks serve as beams to support a lofty ceiling. It's unlit except for the natural light that's coming from outside. The floor is covered in a deep carpet of dirt and dust. I like that description. I might steal it. In the center of the crypt stands a stone sarcophagus, which is much more recently carved than the stones of the cairn and was obviously added afterward. Carved on the lid is the likeness of a folk man in repose, replete with stone, sword, and shield laid atop his statuesque replica. Thorny vines reach up from the ground and encase much of the coffin. On the surrounding walls are carvings depicting ancient scenes. Here we go. Any character that makes a history check recognize the figures as Kimrick Hugh, an ancient hero of the folk and the first of the High Kings. Closer inspection on the stone walls reveals centuries-old hewn carvings. The northern wall depicts winds swirling over tossed seas. On the southern wall, fields are being reaped for harvest. Opposite the entryway, the eastern wall features an image of druids around a pool ringed by standing stone circles. At the top of the circle, a stylized woman stands with her arms outspread. And with religion check, we can determine that this is the deity the Earth Mother, the primal spirit of the Moonshae Isles. Druids of the Moonshae gather around the sacred pools known as moonwells, which serves as a link between the natural world and their goddess. Okay, this looks awesome. We have the sarcophagus right here. Are we gonna open it? Is the body gonna be there? Any character with a passive perception within 10 feet of the eastern wall detect a secret door. Otherwise, in order to find a secret door, a character must make or take the time to search the wall and succeed in a perception check. The stone door has iron hinges that swings open to a natural cavern. Alright, I thought we were going to leave the sarcophagus. Sarcophagus is protected by druidic magic. Any character attempting to slash back the vines must make a dexterity saving throw. We take damage if we fail. Half on a save. The vines, you can remove it. Inside the sarcophagus, there's no body. Instead, the party finds the silvered greatsword, ever vigilant, a weapon of warning wrapped in a woolen cloth embroidered with the great bear, the heraldic symbol of the high kings of the folk. The sword is artfully presented as if a gift. Okay. All right. This is I'll take it. We don't see the body of the first high king, but we have a named sword. The ever vigilant. Has that King Arthur vibe to it. I mean, it's not stuck in a boulder, but yeah, this one. Okay, so we have a weapon of warning. It has embroidered with it is a great bear, which is the heraldic symbol of the high kings of the folk. All right, we have that, but no body. We need the body. Where is the body? Okay. So I guess with nothing in the sarcophagus, we go to the secret door, right? And the caverns below the crypt are their own mini dungeon, guarded by monster traps and used as a lair by Fomorian giant and its orc servants. Okay, so let's see what's here. When we go to the first cavern, the eerily beautiful cavern boasts a splendid fairyland of extraordinary rock formations, stalactites, stalagmites, stone pillars, and stone curtains. This cavern is 50 feet long. At its narrowest and broadest points, it measures 5 to 25 feet wide. A stone curtain at the end of the cavern obscures the exit. Okay. There are 7 orogs here. These orcs, powerful orcs, mercenaries, are positioned behind the curtain. Okay. See if the characters can spot them. Crushing pillar are embedded in the ceiling, making the crushing pillar trap a major threat in this room. What happens? Whenever a character enters the central area of the room, the trap is sprung and make a dexterity saving throw or be crushed by pillars slamming down to the floor from the ceiling. Wow. Those failing the saving throw take bludgeoning damage and half on a save. Okay. What if the world was made of flesh and creature of rock walked upon it? Hey, Authority, welcome to our stream. I don't even know what the answer to that is. It's hard to imagine. I'm starting to imagine it, and it's started to look disgusting. If the world is made of flesh, and the creatures are rock instead. But anyway. Going back, the orogs attack once the crashing pillar trap is triggered or their presence is made known. There is a 5-foot gap on either side of the stone curtain. from where the mercenaries emerge. White war paint is smeared across their faces in the form of a rune. Okay, starting to again Lord of the Rings kind of flavor here, but not in runes, just the war paint. Any character who reads Orcish understands the meaning as cave entrance, and those who make a successful religion check recalls the symbol as belonging to the Orcish goddess Lutek. All right, so I can give you a better definition of who Lutek is. Let me D&D. Lutek is the orc goddess of caves and the mate of Grumsh, the one-eyed orc god. She's the cave mother. It all makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. They'll have that. And with this, we'll have to fight the Orogs. Behind the stone wall, the characters can easily find a narrow passage leading further in. No traps like last time. There is a trap. There is a crushing pillar trap. So if you enter, you get to the center of the room. Boom, this large pillar of rock will just slam towards your direction. So that's it. If we capture or get one of the Orogs, what do we get? Oh, no, for saying Orcish words? No. No traps like that. Nothing like that. No. The other one, yeah, that was a good one. That's from the other adventure. Here. Keep getting lost in this adventure. After we capture one of the Orogs, they tell us that the caverns are filled with many dangers meant to kill trespassers. Their leader is working with Queen Konome, ruler of the Fomorian giants. The orc army is going to be supplemented by a giant army. The orcs, Fomorians, and Shadow Dragon, Preumbran, have formed a three-way alliance. A ritual has begun to convert the Moonwell into the portal. So this whole crypt has been taken over by this three-way alliance already. And traps have been set to prevent trespassers like us from going further in. Okay. After dealing with the mercenaries, we are free to continue further. And once we get to Area 2, what do we get? See Area 2 in Appendix 3B. Okay. The stench of decay fills the air as the passage opens up to an underground mushroom forest. Covering the floors are a variety of toadstools, puffballs, and other fungi of many shapes, size, and colors. Some emit a bioluminescent glow that casts an emerald hue upon the wall. So let's go to Appendix 3B. Should have remembered the page. Okay. Oh, this is it. So Area 1, this is where it started. The crushing pillars is here. And then Area 2, there's a rich soil in the middle. Okay. We'll remember the page. Page 23. And then let's go back here. Okay, Mushroom Forest. The cavern is 60 feet wide and 40 feet long. Another passage can be seen on the western wall and leads to the next chamber. A shrieker is planted. What is a shrieker? I forgot what this is. Is that the triangle monster? I'm not sure if that's the triangle. The one that looks like a stalagmite, stalactite monster. Let me just search what it looks like. Yeah, it is. That's the one. Okay. I'm assuming that it screams, but... No, it's not the triangle one. It's just... It's big mushrooms. A human-sized mushroom that emits a piercing screech to drive off creatures. Okay. Nice. Okay. It is planted at the threshold of each of the passageway. A bright light or a creature within 30 feet of the shrieker causes it to emit a shriek and alert the other creatures in the area. Okay. Not good. A mound of rich soil is piled at the center of the area where the mushrooms flourish. Any character that succeeds in investigation or nature can determine that the mushrooms are growing from rotting corpses. Okay. Why are there rotting corpses here? Are there any other people like buried here aside from Kimrick Q? The bodies are in various states of decomposition, most of which can be identified as humanoid. Oh, of course, this is the base of operation of the Three-Way Alliance. So the orcs that die, they bring him back here. Okay. There are 2 assassin vines. There is a corpse flower in the middle of the mound of soil. Okay, so the adventurers have to deal with this. It's going to be easy combat. And among the rotting remains in the soil, we can find 2 potions of greater healing. Nice. Always like it when we get potions of healing in adventures, because that one we use a lot. Okay. Area 3, Mystical Pool. A small cave features a still body of water aglow in an ethereal blue light with a globe set on a short stone pillar 5 feet from the passageway entrance. Okay. On the surface of the pool grows some seaweed. It's encompassed by a stone circle of weathered sedimentary rocks engraved with petroglyphs. What is a petroglyph? It's an image created by removing part of the rock surface by incising, picking. It's carved. So carved drawings, basically. All right. Actually, that's a good word. Let's put that here. I can use that. Petroglyphs. Yeah, stone carved drawings. Okay. So let's go to 3B. So this is, what page are we? 8. Go to 23 again. This is what the map looks like. So this is area 3. So there is a globe there also next to the pool. A glyph is often used for pictograms. Oh, okay. All right. The circular area is 20 feet in diameter, made to look like an old druid circle. The orcs created it to fool the adventuring party into believing that they have found the sacred moonwell. Okay. The object on the pillar is a drift globe. Oh, we have a drift globe also. In fact, the pool is a habitat for 2 kelpies who guard the entrance to the lairs below. I forgot what kelpies are. Wow, these they're cat, like the author's bringing out a lot of monsters here. Kelpie is a medium plant creature that is seaweed shaped. Okay. The pool. Close inspection. I feel like there's something in my throat, so we're gonna have a difficult time reading stuff. Close inspection of the stones reveal worn runic symbols, ineligible except for one resembling the orcish markings on the orc mercenaries from Area 1, which is the cave entrance dedicated to Lutek. Okay. Tactics: the Kelpies attack if a character disturbs, examines, or otherwise attempt to investigate the water. This is going to be combat. And then there's a secret door. What happened? There we go. There's going to be a secret door hidden in the wall facing the orcish standing stone. Once we find it, okay, we can open it by dragging that stone towards the door with a successful strength check. Okay. After dealing with the enemies and opening the secret door, we descend into the Fomorian-led stronghold below. Oh, so right now, we're kind of like at the highest level. We're dealing with the orcs. And as we go down, we start dealing with the Fomorians. And then kind of like at the last level, the Shadow Dragon. Is that how this is designed? Let's see. With the secret door open, the adventurers can take a set of stone steps straight down into an antechamber. And a grisly sight greets you at the base of the stairs. You have entered an antechamber. Before you, a wood palisade has been erected from which corpses hang in various states of decay. The stone walls are painted in blood. Grotesque statues held up on pikes have been formed with stitched together limbs and body parts of many humanoids. Wow. The adventuring party is outside the main gate of the orc encampment. Oh, okay. So this is still place for the orcs. They stand in an antechamber that is 20 feet square. Any character who succeeds in a history check recalls Fomorian marks. Fomorians mark their territories by making mockeries of their enemies they have killed. Oh, interesting. If that is the case, when I use Fomorians in future adventures, I'll make sure that this is noted. This is I think important. Okay. Running the encounter. The stronghold is a mishmash of orc and Fomorian living arrangements. As such, there are many areas of encampment divided into subgroups. And then we have a map of in the Appendix 3C. There's a trap. There's a swinging cadaver trap. Okay, so what happens here? So a tripwire is strung across the area 5 feet away from the wooden gate. And let's see. A cadaver is a... What is that? Oh, why am I... Do not Google image cadaver, guys. I made the mistake of doing doing a Google image of cadaver. Do not Google image cadaver. All right, I was yep. Yep. Specifically of a human being, as opposed to carcass, which is for animals. Okay. Oh, I get it now. All right. Yeah, so it's a carcass of an animal. So that's a cadaver. So that's like a human body. Okay. Or humanoid in this case, because we're in D&D. Okay. Autopsy, opening up human. Necropsy is opening up animal. Noted. See, learning some new words here too. So cadavers on ropes swing down from the palisade wall. The corpses are centered on a 10-foot area in the middle of the chamber. Any character who fails a save is pushed 10 feet back and knocked prone. They also take 6d8. Why? If you got hit by a corpse, how much, is this like 20 bodies hitting you? That's a lot of damage. Okay. And okay, countermeasure. You find a tripwire, you can disable it or activate it without getting damage. If the adventuring party disables or otherwise circumvent the trap, they may attempt to sneak in through the main gate. Okay. Outer guard room. This area can be accessed from inside the palisade wall to the east of the main gate. I guess let's look at the map first. Oh, this is it. This is big. So, antechamber, outer guard room, war heart, and giant's hut. That's the room that we're in. If you've ever been trampled by people, it's a lot of damage. But yeah, but it's swinging towards you, right? I'm thinking more of like, you know, in like a birthday party, you hit a piñata, and then it goes back swinging towards you. Instead of a piñata, it's like a body. That's a bad example. That's like really morbid. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So that's what I imagined, and that didn't feel like 6d8 bludgeoning damage. But Piñata is hollow and full of candy, body's heavy and full of meat. Yeah, I guess you're right, but yeah, you know what? Yeah, if it's like a body of a football player or an orc, I guess, or something bigger or a giant, and okay, I can see it now. Okay. I'll accept it. I'll accept the 68 damage that I take because I doubt I'll be able to disable that trap if I'm the adventurer. I won't even see the tripwire. Outer guard room. What do we have here? So we have Orc Blade of Ilnival and 4 Orc Red Fangs of Shargos. Tactics. If the trap was triggered outside the main gates, they rush out and attack. Otherwise, if you listen to the guard room, you hear voices. If you can understand Orcish, you can determine that they're discussing their latest raid on a dwarven village. Excuse me. If the adventuring party bursts into the room, they automatically surprise its occupants and fight. We fight the orcs. And the orcs throughout the camp know the entrance to the Cairnwell is in the hut used by Queen Konome's envoy, a Fomorian called Princess. Hey, this one is different. This one is Gumuf. Now we don't know what's the real name. The one that we have on our notes is Muguf. This is all right. Well, we'll stick with Muguf. All right. Yeah, it's see again. It's a typo, but these are the typos that I don't like because these are the typos that make us confused. Which one is the right information, right? And when we're discussing lore or extracting lore, these are the ones that kind of make us just think the one that we're reading, is it right or wrong? Anyway, yeah, hope it's in the index or hopefully it gets mentioned again. So let's stick to Muguf for now. The orcs won't willingly divulge this information since they fear that the wrath of the Fomorian more than they fear us, the adventurers. None of them have seen or accessed the secret passage to the Shadow Dragon's lair. A character who interrogates a captured orc can pry the information. Okay, so we can get that information if we want to. And the characters can also learn the fastest route to Princess. Oh, I guess this is the right one because it's mentioned twice already. So let's place one. So how do you pronounce this? Is it Gumuf? I'm thinking it's Gumu. Gumi. No, that sounds wrong. That sounds weird. I think it's Gumuf. Yeah, let's go with Gumuf. Yeah. I like Gumuf. Yeah, I like Gumuf too. Okay. Warheart. To the best of the main gate, the party finds the Orc tribe's main gathering area. Oh, I think this is a box text that has no box. Okay. A large fire crackles in the center of a large encampment with low walls that section off the areas along the outer ring. A number of orcs can be seen milling about and talking loudly, if drunkenly. Is that a word? Drunkenly is a word? Okay. Evidence of a celebration can be seen in empty casks of ale knocked over or smashed on the ground, and the remains of a huge animal on a spit spinning over the fire. Okay, what are they roasting? In the 60 feet round in the area, 60 feet round in diameter, and subdivided into smaller camps around the perimeter. There are 10 orcs here and celebrating, and then we have the orc war chief who's kind of eating the cooked meat. And then near the exit to the south, we have another orc claw of Lutek worshipping at an altar. All right. And there's a 3 feet tall stone walls divide the areas around the perimeter of the war heart, providing some cover. Princess Gumuf, Princess Gumuf, the Fomorian giant, acting as Queen Kaname's ambassador with the orcs, is sleeping in a separate area south of the war heart. If a fight breaks out with the orcs, Princess Gumuf wakes but remains in her hut, keen to see how the orcs deal with something as basic as a group of adventurers. Again, in the description a while ago, they told us that Princess Gumuf doesn't like that the Fomorians have allied with the orcs, right? And if you're kind of salty about this alliance, you see an opportunity for them to, the orcs to get hurt or die, in this case. And why not, right? If it can prove your point that the orcs are weak because they can't deal with adventurers, I'm not gonna participate as well if I'm a Fomorian. So yeah, another combat, and then a giant's hut. After making their way through the war, so after we kill all the orcs, we show the princess that we can eliminate the orcs. We get to the hut. A large bonfire fills the chamber with heat. It blazes outside an enormous mud and straw hut that stands 25 feet tall against the western wall. The doorway is curtained with a quilt of various animal hide patched together. A stone chimney rises from the back of the hut. Must be really warm here. There's already a heart outside, and then there's like a chimney here. There's a bonfire as well. Okay. Or it's just really, really cold in this crypt. And they need all of that. The circular area is 40 feet in diameter. The 2 openings serve as windows on either side of the hut's door, measuring 5 feet square. Okay, we have that. The chimney does not produce any smoke. Okay. If Princess Gumuf woke because of the previous fight with the orcs, she is awake. Okay, thanks for letting us know. If not, she is a light sleeper. Okay. To remain undetected by the Fomorian, a character must succeed on a stealth check. Okay. Inside, there are few furnishings, but each is made from the finest sources. To the south, a number of ornately carved oak beds create a larger sleeping surface with a straw mat. In the northern portion of the hut is a large flat surface stone chair next to a table cobbled together from much smaller tables. Across from the doorway on the western wall is an elaborately carved 10-foot wide fireplace. On either side of the hearth are 2 open and jewel-encrusted chests, and the chest on the right is full of chopped wood. Okay. We have the fireplace. The fireplace is lit, but produces heat less. Okay. So it's just for light, not for warmth. but it produces heatless flames. And if we success on Arcana, is that we know that it's magical. And with a perception check, we know that the heart can detect a secret door. Anyone who is within 10 feet of the heart can detect a secret door at the back of the fireplace. Otherwise, in order to find a secret door, we must make an investigation check. The secret door is operated by taking wood from the right crate and placing it on the left one in order to release a counterweight that controls the door. I like that. That one is nice. The stone door has iron hinges that swings open to winding stone staircase. When the secret door opens, Princess Gumaf wakes. That is a good secret door. I like that. It fits the medieval theme, and it's not commonly used. So you have but you know that you have to check the fireplace because it's a fireplace, but it doesn't produce any heat. Okay. You like Gumaf? Well, let's see. Let's read. Role-playing Princess Gumaf. Due to her deformities, the Fomorian wears nothing more than scraps of cloth, but the materials are the finest quality of silk. It's satin. Hey, Corn Trickfoot, na nakaabot rin ng stream. Yeah, thank you for watching. It's 12:21. If you're at home, feel free to stay as I read adventures. Or if you're about to go to sleep, just put us in the background. Let me read you a story. That will help you fall asleep. And hopefully, while you're sleeping, all these lore will start to go and you learn it subconsciously. What else? Fomorians. So let's go back. Fomorians make alliances with other creatures when it suits them, but they are disloyal by nature and betray their allies on a whim. Do you still like them, Chaos Hammer? they're gonna play you. Princess Gumaf happily renounces the orcs and the shadow dragon Priumbrand with little provocation or persuasion needed. She provides information listed below. Just the name. The princess seems awful. All right. It's a good dog name, I think, right? If you get a pet dog, hey Gumaf. Gumaf is a good dog name, I think. Yeah, you get like a big fluffy dog. Hey, Gumaf. Now I know what to name my dog. What Princess Gumaf knows. If the characters persuade or charm the princess, dog champ, the Fomorian can be convinced to betray the shadow dragon and disclose the following: the location and operation of the secret door to the Cairnwell. All right, how to do the secret door, putting wood from right to left. There are shadow guard drakes that protect the entrance. Oh, I like that. The password to open the doors to the Cairnwell is Priumbrand, which is the name of the shadow dragon. I guess, nobody. We've read the trilogy, or almost complete with the trilogy. But from the dwarves' perspective, nobody actually knows the name of the dragon, right? Or did one of the orcs kind of leak the name that they're working with a shadow dragon named Priumbrand? I think they just said that they're working with a shadow dragon, but they didn't say the name Priumbrand. I might be wrong, because my memory sucks, but I think on the dwarf side, they don't know the name Priumbrand. The portal is to bring Fomorians to Alaron from Oman, can only be activated by light of a full moon. Okay. An old oculus in the dome cavern above the moonwell can be opened by a lever to allow light in. Okay. Another exit to the Cairnwell is hidden by illusory magic and can be accessed to the north of that area. And after that, After we've dealt with the prince, are we fighting the princess? I don't think we're fighting the princess. Are we? There's no adjustment for the fight. I guess we can fight her or convince her to help us or charm her. Okay. The giant's hut contained little of value, but the characters find a potion of poison resistance hidden in straw map. Okay. And then we're in part 2. Look at that. 150 minutes of gameplay. Done. We're now in part 2. What happens here? Let's see. The Cairnwell chamber. The circular stairwell leading to the ancient Cairnwell was... we're kind of like on the 3rd layer now of the crypt. The circular stairwell leading to the ancient Cairnwell was recently made in anticipation of the arrival of legions of giants. Characters take wide, steep steps about 80 feet down before reaching the final area. Okay. And then we have Appendix 3D as our map. Reaching the bottom of the steps, you are greeted by an imposing gateway. 2 broad doors of obsidian black close off the area. Ring in a semicircle on either side of the doors are a total of 10 stone pillars, atop of which rests a statuette form of an equal number of small dark drakes. Kind of like gargoyle on top of pillars, but they're like shadow drakes on each side of these double doors. And let's look at the map before we continue. This is it, right? So this is the obsidian door, this area right here. Oops, this is where we came from, the stairs. And we're going in there, and then the Cairnwell is more of, it's not a regular well, it's it's like a pond, sort of like a pool of water basically. Big pool of water. Okay. That's big. Okay. Let's go back. Part 2. The ceilings in this oh, it messed up my PDF. The ceilings in this Cairnwell chamber are 60 feet high. That's really high. The obsidian doors to the east bears no markings and are sealed with an arcane lock spell. You need the password, which is the name of the shadow dragon, Preumbrant. And you can also smash it if you want to. If the doors are reduced to 0 hit points or push open without reciting the password, then you get some necrotic energy hitting you, which will make you take 4d10 necrotic damage. Turning it to dust if reduced... Oh! If you're within that area and you take 4d10 damage and you get reduced to 0 hit points, you're gone. You need true resurrection here, and this is a level 5 to 10 adventure. Good luck with that. So that is a very lethal trap, because remember on the floor above this one with the what do you call it? The dead bodies, the cadavers and stuff. That's a lot of damage, right? And you thought, all right, you know what? I can take it. I'll heal later. Continue down. And then you get 4d10 damage because you don't know the password. And your resident barbarian likes to do athletics check. And boom. Dead. Gone. Sad. If you can't survive these traps, how do you survive the Shadow Dragon? True. That's true. So it's a good way to kind of defend this trap being here in this adventure, right? So if you can't survive this, how can you survive the Shadow Dragon? But anyway, I think let's go. Let's go with, we're still at the in front of the double doors. Let's read this. The obsidian doors open to an expansive dome cavern. The rugged walls of the subterranean grotto form various outcroppings, obscuring the furthest reaches of the surrounding area. Across the chamber is a large, still pool, as dark as moonless midnight. Ah, I like that. I'll use that. I'll steal that as well. A lone standing stone is erected near the moonwell. The ceiling is 60 feet high, and the little light in the room reflects off a metal hemisphere set into the ceiling. 5 shadow guard drakes. Okay. Hide in the shadowy recesses of the chamber, waiting to pounce when the adventurers approach the moonwell. Prayumbrand, which is a young black dragon that is a shadow dragon, hides in the Cairnwell. You know what? On a designer perspective, this is a bit funny because the black shadow dragon is the template that you will get if you want to make a shadow dragon. There's a template in the monsters manual, and the template they use there is a black dragon. So right, am I right? I hope I'm right because I don't want to make a fool of myself here. Yep, never mind. I'm stupid. Yeah. I was saying that it's easy to make because the template is already there if you use a black dragon. But when I look at Monsters Manual, it says red. So, nope, never mind. I'm stupid. So, but yep, Prayumbrand. So that means the author of this adventure had to create a black dragon modified stat block and make it a shadow dragon. So kudos to Kat for doing that. Because if I'm the author, that's gonna be too much of a hassle for me. So I'm just gonna use the default template, which is probably the red dragon you see on Monster Manual. Anyway, perception check. Characters notice that the guard drakes and Prayumbrand waiting to attack and are not surprised. Oh, so you're fighting 5 shadow guard drakes and Prayumbrand. Good luck. There are adjustments to the guard drake. So they have climb speed, they have shadow stealth, they have sunlight sensitivity, and this is their tactics. They interpose themselves between Prayumbrand, okay, and adventurers. Got it. Prayumbrand flees when knocked below 20 hit points. So this is just combat right away. Combat right away when you enter this room. And if the standing stone has not been deactivated, she can escape by simply entering the Cairnwell. Oh! So the Cairnwell, if possible, if the standing zone has not been deactivated, so the Cairnwell is already activated and it's already a portal. If not, she tries to fly out of the secret exit, even though the Oculus, even through the Oculus if it is open. Okay. Role-playing Prayumbrand. The Shadow Dragon has spent years within the bleak confines of the Shadowfell and is hungry to spread the darkness and evil of that plane. Recent events elsewhere in the Moonshaes have allowed Prayumbrand to return and set up her domain in the realms. And she chose the Fairheight range. Her plan is to first drive out the dwarves with the help from the Fomorians and the orcs, and then conquer her allies to use as servants. Her scales have faded to a smoky hue, as have her eyes turned to a pale opalescent gray. Even her wings have a gray leathery appearance. She looks badass. After the fight, or when we look around the surroundings, the Cairnwell. Any character surrounding or succeeding in a nature check verifies that the pool contains a water of a moonwell. They also gain the following information. If quaffed directly from cupped hands as an action. The Moonwell, the Moonwell water can restore hit points. If a character drinking from the Moonwell has threatened the balance of nature since the last full moon, the water deals 1d8 poison damage as well. So if you have threatened the balance of nature, like what? How? What are some examples of these? Throwing plastic on the street, laying in the forest. Probably that's not the best example, right? Especially here. How can you thread the balance if taking advantage of the resources, hunting a lot of the animals before or like taking down a lot of trees and then not planting new ones, then you take poison damage. So it could be a fun role-play encounter for your characters. So what have you done recently since the last full moon? Have you done anything that would harm Mother Nature? Because if yes, you drink this, you take poison damage instead of healing. Either effect occurs only once per long rest per character. On the nights of the full moon, such as tonight, drinking the water of a moonwell confers the benefits of a lesser restoration spell in addition to the healing. Healing damage. I like what it's written here as healing damage. Water from the moonwell, water placed in a container or taken more than 30 feet away from the source no longer has any of the above properties. So nope, we cannot take some water with us. Nah. Standing stone. The standing stone near the Cairnwell has an inscription on it. Any character who reads Draconic can translate the meaning as Giant's Causeway. Oh, here we go. The stone is protected by a glyph of warding that unleashes thunder damage when someone tries to deactivate the teleportation magic of the stone. An investigation check is needed to notice the glyph. When triggered, the glyph erupts into magical energy and centered on the glyph and spreads around corners, and everyone caught up with it takes 5d8 thunder damage. Stopping the portal from being completed requires the adventurers to disable or trigger the glyph of warding or smashing the standing stone. It has 60 hit points. The Oculus, a lever near the Cairnwell, operates an oculus set in the ceiling. Pulling the lever as an action causes the metal shutter above to open and flood the area with bright moonlight from the full moon above. And then you have the secret passageway obfuscated through magical means using hallucinatory terrain to make it appear as a tiny fissure. Any character who successfully makes an Arcana check can detect the magic in this area. The passage leads out on this area and to the surface. Okay. If we're very strong, we fight more guard drakes. And then we get Potion of Gaseous. We get a lot of potions here. We got 2 potions of greater healing. We got a potion of poison resistance. And then we also get a potion of gaseous form. So, lots of potions. This is a good adventure to play. But we're not done. We defeated the Shadow Dragon. But we're not done. There's still part 3. And it's still for 30 minutes. Alright. We defeated the orcs. We defeated the dragon. So it's now it's just the Fomorians now. It's just Queen Koname that's left. We defeated her ambassador, her envoy, Princess Gumaf. So what happens now? Once the Shadow Dragon has been defeated or has escaped, we're now free to return to the Dwarven area beneath Blackstone and report back to the clans. The illusory magic that hid the secret exit fails when Preumbrant dies or flees, revealing a tunnel that leads to the edge of a sharp cliff. Were able to find a narrow path and with some effort make their way back to the dwarves. Okay, now we have to decide what happens. An abundance of clans. When we arrive bearing news of victory, the clan leaders, Narbert and Brunhi, are relieved but very quickly return to quarreling. Winnow Rustfire is particularly grateful to the adventuring party and welcomes them back warmly. The party has the opportunity to advise or broker a deal among the Rookoats and the Rustfire dwarven clans. Whether the dwarves join forces, part ways now that the bigger threat has been dealt with, or find another way forward. The character can influence this outcome. Regardless, a feast is planned to celebrate the defeat of Priumbrand and her allies and honor the dead who fought so valiantly to preserve the dwarven lands from the dark incursions that drove the clans from their home. Yeah, because now the giants can't attack the Fair Height range because we destroyed the portal. So all good. So clannish discussion. Here we go. Based on your table's interest in the storyline, play out the discussion with the adventurers as to any solutions they see to the clan's dilemmas, keeping the following points in mind. Clan Rustfire is highly patriarchal, and Narbert will not relinquish control to a female. Wow! Okay. When was this written? Let's go. When was this written? 2021. 2 years ago. Or it was published 2021, but I'm sure it was written like a year or two before that. Okay. He thinks Shale or some other male Rustfire heir should simply marry Petra Rookout, and 2 clans should join, and they should all become Rustfires. Okay. Read the next sentence. Okay. You know me. I like to assume stuff as I read. Clan Rookout is highly matriarchal, and Brunhi Rookout will not let her clan be ruled by males. All right. What is this? All right. So she has no interest in marriage to Norbert Rustfire, and she will not force her daughter to marry anyone. All right. So we have some big problems here with the dwarves. And then we have Shale Rustfire does not have a great interest in ruling. Dad, Norbert, I don't really want to rule. I'm okay. He's a competent warrior, but he's more of a loner and a scout than a charismatic leader. I want to go to the forest or like the mountain range, find all these cool stuff, get a good view from like different vistas. That's it. Petra Rookout is a headstrong dwarf and would make a competent ruler someday, but she is not at all interested in marriage to Shale. She is more likely to want to marry Shale's sister, Winnow. Petra knows how to break these awful traditions that both these clans have. Okay? And then Winnow is dedicated to her deity and is now the leader of the Wardens of the Deep Shades, which is a faction here. And again, the Deep Shades is the a location in the Underdark, more specifically, this group of islands in the Underdark right below the Moonshae Isles. And she has no interest in ruling the clans either separately or combined. I think we're going here with Petra, right? That is our decision here. But Winnow is busy. Winnow is busy doing stuff. And Winnow doesn't want to... does she want to stay here? Petra just doesn't want to marry Shale. She doesn't really, I don't think she really likes Winnow, but if she has to marry someone, she'd rather marry Winnow than Shale. That's what she's saying here. So, yep, pretty base. We'll go with Petra. And what happens after that? And that's the end of the adventure. Wow. Okay. Let me drink my Coke here first. Forgot to eat my pizza. So we have SNR pizza here. So this is, they advertise this as New York pepperoni pizza. So if you're from New York, does this pass as a pepperoni pizza? A New York pepperoni pizza? Or if you've been to New York, think something that would be good as a pepperoni pizza. I should take a bite. No. Looks okay, but it's about the taste, brother. Yep, I know. Yep. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else here before I leave my thoughts. So we got this really cool magic item because the story, like the fluff, the flavor of this magic item is awesome. All right. So it's a great sword, has a pommel shaped like a unicorn's head. And does it look good? All right, let's read the whole thing. It's a silvered greatsword that has a pommel shaped like a unicorn's head, and its blade is inscribed with inscriptions that are prayers to the Earth Mother. That's cool. Some say this is Kim Rikyu's legendary sword, while others say it's a reflection and that the original rests with the Earth Mother. Okay, awaiting a hero truly worthy of wielding it. This item can be found in Appendix 4. I thought there's like a bear heraldry included there, right? Let's go through everything here. We don't have any story awards. We have all these characters here. Oh, there we go. It's Mugu. We're wrong. But we don't know what's the right one too, because it's Gumu on the text. Now here it's Mugu. So which one is the right one? We don't know her name. We don't know what is the prince's correct name. Is it Mugu or Gumu? I guess we have to ask the author to find out what is the right one. But that's how you pronounce it, apparently. Now we know. Yeah, maybe we can ask her. We can ask her to go here and interview and talk about Moonshae stuff and writing adventures. Because this is cool. I like how the crypt, basically the dungeon, how it was constructed, and like the monsters that are there, and the descriptions that you use. That's pretty good. I think our only problem here is the name. That's it. That's our only concern. And then you have the stats. And then we have the map of the Moonshae. I like the maps that are here as well. And then what else do we have? All right, we have that. And then the magic item. Here we go. Silvered greatsword has a pommel shaped like a unicorn's head, and its blade inscribed with inscription and praise to the Earth Mother. All right, it's the same thing basically. Weapon of warning. Here we go. We have a story award. This is the last page, so let me move the PDF. All right. Celebrated by the Wardens for your bravery in eliminating the threat of the Shadow Dragon Priumbrand and ensuring the portal is established between Alaron and Oman. Your exploits are how do you say this? Lauded by Wardens of the Deep Shades. If you are a member of the organization and completed Moon3 trilogy, you are considered to have completed a major objective for the advancement in that group. Wow. Okay, two things. One, lauded. Yeah, okay. So what's this? What are we supposed to go back to? The weapon of warning. Let's search for it. There you go. Wrapped in a woolen cloth embroidered with the Great Bear. Okay. I thought the symbol was on the sword itself. No, it's not on the sword. It's on the wool. It's on the piece of cloth that's kind of wrapped around the sword. Okay. So meaning that this is a sword of a high king. Okay. But we don't know. So yeah, I'm not gonna throw that away. I'm not gonna throw the cover of this great sword. Is it the real one or not the real one? I doubt it's the real one because we're giving it away to the players. But it is a pretty badass sword. So if you're playing in the Moonshaes, I think it's important. It's awesome that you play this adventure if you're into the lore like me. Because this is the most badass sword or badass weapon so far. So, yeah, that one. And then the second one is our second concern here is the ending. Because there are different ways to end this adventure. But what is the canon ending? Right? We need to know. So, because there are important things here that matters. So if there are more clan Rustfire or Dwarven adventures in Rising Shadows, then they have to pick one of these results as canon, right? If they haven't picked it, or if there are no more Dwarven adventures, which is gonna be really sad if there's none after this, then me as a storyline lead, if I want to make more Dwarven adventures, more adventures about Clan Rustfire and Clan Rookout, I have to choose what's the ending here. And if I choose an ending, and then the players will go and say, but wait, we played Moon3-3 and we decided that this is what's happened. We try to influence them. All right. Now here it says that, we can just influence them and give advice. This is not really what they're going to do. But that's why I'm not a fan of like open endings. Like open-ended conclusion, basically. Because it's hard to know like which path to go. It's good for play because that means there's choices for the players. But for story-wise, it's hard to continue because that means it doesn't matter what the players chose. It's gonna be disregarded in future storylines or in future adventures. So that makes it bad, basically. At least for me. That's what I think. All right. So that's why I'm not a fan of open-ended conclusions. So, but yeah. So in future adventures, did Clan Rustfire go back to the Deep Shays? Did Rustfire clan actually managed to merge with the Rookout clan? Who's the leader? We don't know. Did Petra and Shale get married, or did Petra and Winnow get married? And who's the leader now? Nobody knows. But in future adventures, if there are future dwarf or future Rustfire / Rookout adventures, we'll know. But again, player choice, whoever decided something that's different from what's in the canon, those choices will be disregarded, which is sad, right? Or if I choose an option here, then again, player options, those who decided not to go with the ones that I prefer or what I need for my stories will also have their choices be disregarded. So there, those are the only things that I have concerns with. But now, that is it, fellow sages. We are done with the Rising Shadows Fahrenheit trilogy series. We have now completed Moon 3. We are now done with Moon 3. Look at that progress. Good adventure series. It's nice to have a set of adventures that have action, but also the family drama. And yeah, I like it. I like it because we learn a lot about the Clan Rustfire and Clan Rookout. The fact that I don't like Norbert means it's good writing because it makes me feel something that, this is not like the best dwarf, in terms of decision making and character. But the way it was written, the choices, like how he acts, his personality. So I like that. And the fact that it makes me root for Brunhi and Clan Rookout, that means it's good. It's been written well. So I like this trilogy because we learn a lot of things about the dwarves of the Moonshaes, more specifically these two clans. And also, now I can tell the story of what happened with the Rustfire and the Rookout. I know the history now because I've been doing that summary for like the past 2 days, 3 days. So in terms of my lore knowledge, it has leveled up. Yeah, so I like that. And that is it. I hope we get more adventures about the dwarves of the Moonshaes. I hope there are more here in the Rising Shadows. If not, then I will do my best to convince Savannah, which I'm sure she'll probably say yes anyway, to have like a full storyline just about the dwarves of the Moonshaes. Their struggles and things that they celebrate, the things that they believe in, a continuation of the family drama, and the enemies. Because here, we cut off the portal between the Fomorians, led by Queen Konome, and the Fahrenheit Range. But the Fomorians and Queen Konome are still in Oman. So we can still use that. And salutations to you as well. Hello. First time here. I hope you've been listening. If you just arrived, we just finished reading an adventure. If not, then I hope you enjoyed the adventure that we just read. Now, what's going to happen? What's our schedule? Now that we're done with this, our next adventure, I was going to say, it's hard to read your name. So FPC, thank you. Yes, welcome FPC. Welcome to the stream. Yes, glad that you're here. Join us in extracting lore and Moonshae adventures. But yeah, we just finished reading one adventure. And now what's going to be the schedule? So tomorrow, what's going to happen is we're going to have 2 streams. I'm going to aim for 2 streams because I know I have a D&D game. So our normal Lore Academia stream will start late. The Moonshaes is on the Forgotten Realms setting, which is the material plane. So If you played adventures in Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, all of those are in the Sword Coast area. If you travel west, then you'll get to the Moonshae Isles. You'll see an archipelago, group of islands there, and that's the Moonshae Isles. Where's our map? I wanna showcase it. Let's remove all these drawings that we have. This is the Moonshae. Zoom out. Yeah, there we go. This is the Moonshae Isles, and it's set in like west of the Sword Coast. So if you play Forgotten Realms Adventures, you want to get out of the Sword Coast or like the normal areas that in the Sword Coast, feel free to travel west and you'll arrive in the Moonshae Isles. Okay. Anyway, going back to our schedule. So our schedule tomorrow, I have a D&D game. So we'll start the Lore Academia late. Instead of 11 p.m. Manila, 10 a.m. Eastern, it will probably start like what happened yesterday. 12 p.m. Eastern and then 1 a.m. Manila time. And then after that, come nighttime Eastern, 7:30 Eastern, we'll have our Lore Academia special. We'll have like a 1 hour or 2 hour special where we talk to JP Shiplow, who is the Moonshae Isles writing director for the Living Forgotten Realms 4E Moonshae Isles Adventures. He has a lot of stories to tell, a lot of juicy lore. We can ask about if you don't know anything about the 4E Adventures, that we have read those here in stream, and they are all in YouTube right now, so you can go there. You can go ahead and binge watch that, the 4E Adventures, learn about the fishermen, learn about Warlsbury, the number of times we have to find out like the correct pronunciation from that. And then was it Daffyd? I think it was Daffyd. Yeah. So all those NPCs, fun stuff where we're gonna talk to JP about all of that, and more about the Living Forgotten Realms as well. So 2 streams tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna aim for. And then after that, we'll see you next week. So let's see what is gonna now that we're done with the Moon3 trilogy. I guess we'll just keep that. In our storyline, we're now done with Moon 1-1 from the top, Moon 2-2 on the left, and then Moon 3 after that. Now we're going to Moon 4. Let's see what is Moon 4 all about. We'll get a sneak peek. Where is this? Rising Shadow. Moon 4-1 is gonna be remove this and remove this.